Welcome aboard. This is Captain Larry, and I will be your pilot today on the scenic tour in Canada. We're going to be leaving Montreal, passing over L'Original, which is the home of a good friend of mine, Ray Seguin. So, with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and get our aircraft started. It's a little dark in here, but we'll turn on some power and zoom in a bit so we can see the instruments a little better. Turn everything on and let it get a chance to lock in on the GPS signals. We'll go ahead and turn some lights on. I'm going to need to move the yoke out of the way for that. I think just we need maybe some taxi lights, some nav lights, and strobe lights. And I believe we will go ahead while we're here and set the flaps so that we don't forget. So flaps are set. Let's see, let's go ahead and turn the fuel pump on. And we'll get this puppy started. We don't need the fuel pump after we've gotten it started, so we can turn that back off. We've already preloaded our flight plan for today. So at this point, I believe we can go ahead and contact air traffic control. We'll tune in to ground, and we'll ask for direct instructions for a departure straight out.
Ground Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 with Charlie request taxi for takeoff, departing straight out.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 taxi to and hold short of runway 11 using taxiway Tango Bravo Juliet Echo India Hotel Alpha. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready.
Okay, well that's not
taxi
the way
to and hold short runway 11 via taxiway Tango Bravo Juliet Echo India Hotel Alpha Cessna 167.
That's not the way I wanted to go, but that's the way they're going to direct me. So let's go ahead and get a pushback.
Ground Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 requesting pushback.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 pushback request accepted.
Now I didn't want it to do that, but it did. So I do have a head tracker that I'm using today, so as I move my head, I can focus in on what I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and steer this to the left.
Ground Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Ground Cessna Sierra Kilo 167, requesting the end of pushback.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 request to end pushback received.
All right, I've already been given clearance to taxi, so I think we can go ahead and get started on today's journey. Just lock in this viewpoint here. I did release the brakes, right? Yep. Lean up in the seat a little bit so we can get a better view. I do have some assisted markings set up to direct me on the taxiways so that I don't, because I don't know this area, I don't know this airport, so I have some help. And so these blue lines, blue markers, arrows, point me in the direction of the taxiway that air traffic control has instructed me to take. We're flying a Cessna 172 this morning. We're using real weather conditions. So what you see here is quite like what the weather is today up there in Montreal, Canada. We are going to be flying with instrumentation, even though I've filed a visual flight rule flight plan. I'm going to be flying at 1,000 feet so that we can take a look at the scenery en route. But if it gets a little soupy, we're going to have some help. So the instrument you see on the right is showing my plane on the taxiway. And the instrumentation on the left is going to show all of my navigation heights, speeds, and the like. And I do have a couple things I do need to set up. Before we take off. And we'll do that when we come up towards the runway and we have to hold at that point before we can be cleared to take off. So at that point, we're going to set our desired airspeed during the climb. We're going to set our heading and our altitude, and we can go ahead and set the altitude now. I'm going to go ahead and set that to 1,000, which we've done right up here. Let's go ahead and bring this in just a tad so that I can get to that. We're going to set our flight controller to take our speed up to 74 knots, where we'll maintain 74 knots. There, we've got 74 knots set. So that when we turn the autopilot on and we start climbing out to 1,000 feet, it's going to stabilize at 74 knots until we reach 1,000 feet. So I had intended to take off on a different runway, but the wind conditions today are apparently different, so air traffic control is instructing me to take a different runway than I had desired and set up in my flight plan. So we'll see how well I can re-maneuver back into my desired track using the GPS on the plane. But hopefully it'll be a nice leisurely trip today. And we'll get to take in some of the scenery if we can get through the clouds and the lousy weather. At least it's not snowing at the moment. Yesterday when I was flying up in this area, it was snowing. So there should be snow on the ground today. I'm hoping that when I fly over La Ridge now, where my friend Ray Seguin lives, that maybe he will be able to see his home from the air. Since I don't know exactly where his house is, I'm just going to try to fly over the area and show you as much of it as I can. Yes, it's a long way. I'm going to kick up the RPM just a tad. We have to watch our speed when we're taxiing. Otherwise, we'll get our hands slapped and our license revoked. And so if I forget to do any of the steps, yeah, I'll get my hand slapped, and there'll be a vehicle waiting on the runway to let me know that I have misbehaved. Hopefully, I'll do it all right, and there won't be anyone ready to slap a ticket on me. Boy, it is a long way. from where I was parked to where I have got to go. Fortunately, these blue lines, arrows, can direct me. Otherwise, I would have been pretty lost. I'd had to do a lot of consulting to that map over there on the right-hand side. To find my way. I see there's another airplane up here getting ready to, they're off to my right, they're taxiing, maybe getting ready to take off, don't know. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, we still got more distance to go. We're going onto another taxiway. Yeah, I should have selected a parking space a little closer to this end if I'd have realized that this is the runway that was in use this morning. Let's kick it up a notch. Get back over here on the center line. This glass panel navigation is pretty slick. It has a camera up in the nose so I can actually see the runway and see the terrain in my instrumentation. So I can see that yellow line and try to keep my aircraft pointed along that. So Montreal appears to be a pretty good sized airport. We are going to land back here using the ILS, which is an instrument landing system. With a little bit of luck, I have 65 hours logged in this plane at the moment. I've been flying the Microsoft Flight Simulator for a couple of weeks or so now, and trying to relearn, actually to learn all from scratch how the glass panel navigation systems work. I gotta slow my speed down here before I get a ticket here. Oh my gosh, look how far we still have to go. And of course it is a crappy day today. I kind of remember those days from living up in Indiana. Kind of reminds me of the winters up there. I live in Florida, and so I'm just visiting up here in Canada today. And so I thought I would rent this Cessna 172 and go up and visit my friend Ray. And I don't know, I could could have driven up there quicker than I can get to the end of the runway. I swear this is a long, long taxi. I think they're going to have me taxi all the way to Lachute. Ray would be familiar with that area. I hear him talk about it when he comes down to visit us here in Florida. I think we're going to pass over Lachute today. And we'll fly up to his hometown, L'Original. I guess that's how you pronounce it, right, Ray? L'Original. And we'll make a left-hand turn once we get there. Head down south a little bit before we turn around and follow the river back to Montreal. I think we have, possibly we have other aircraft enabled so that we can see real live traffic that's going on in the area. So we do have to watch out for other aircraft. And I believe we are finally getting close to the holding pattern point here. No, we're not. I thought maybe we would, but nope, nope, nope. Still got more to go. Wow, this is a big airport. I do believe this is the biggest one I've flown out of as of yet. Will be interesting. It won't take long to be airborne. Once we finally get to the runway. I best slow her down a little. Okay, there's taxiway A. That is one of those that I've been instructed to take. Holy crap, this goes on and on and on. They're taking us out to cow country, I swear. I could have just gone down this taxiway and been airborne. Of course, they'd have pulled my license, but I don't need that much runway to take off. I understand this is an international airport, so we have some big jetliners using this airport. Oh, goodness sakes. Well, let's kick it up again. We're at AL. Where did they say? 1HA. Okay. So yes, this has been one long taxi. Ray Seguin is a country western singer. For those of you who don't know him, he has home studios recording on YouTube. Go listen to him if you get a chance. He's probably playing some tunes today there at his house. I wouldn't doubt it. I tried to get him to do some farm simulating with the Farm Simulator 2022, but we just haven't been able to get all that going. Alrighty, we're finally at the holding pattern. A couple things I need to do here, and that is to set my heading to the runway heading once I get on it. I'm not ready to do that yet. But now we got to contact air traffic control to get clearance.
Tower Cessna Sierra, Kilo 167, ready at runway 11, straight out departure.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167, wind calm, straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 11.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Cleared for takeoff runway 11 Cessna 167.
All right, we have been cleared to take off. On runway 11. And I'm surely not going to need all of this runway to get airborne. This you can be assured. So as soon as we get lined up with the runway, I'll go ahead and set our autopilot heading to the current heading. So we're going to do that over here. Our heading is 113. We're ready to go. get airborne at about 75 knots or so. Let's go ahead and pull back. Set the autopilot. And lock in our heading. Now we'll get to see some of that airport that we have been navigating the taxiways for so long. Let's go ahead and bring our flaps up. And as you notice over here, we're maintaining our airspeed that we dialed in. We dialed in 74 knots for our climb out airspeed. Oops. We've now reached 1,000 feet. Our altimeter is locking in, but now we are going to have to go find our path here. So we need to be going the other direction. So we gotta drop our airspeed down, our RPM a bit, so we don't over rev the engine. And let's just go ahead and turn to the right. We want to intercept this blue path or magenta path that you see over here from the airport. So what I'm doing is I'm turning our heading indicator to turn the plane around, and we want to intercept that path. At about 30 degrees or so would be ideal. But we got to get turned around. So we're parallel now to our desired path. And now we're headed that way. And I see we have a fair amount of clouds up here. But we'll get to see some of the countryside. Like I said, we got snow on the ground today. We're doing currently 124 knots. And we're heading about almost not quite due west. We're heading 297 degrees. We're looking for that GPS track that I have set out from the airport. I've got a few waypoints that have been set up along the way. But we first have to get lined up with the track, which is, let's go ahead and turn this some more. And go over here and intercept that track. starting to get closer to approaching our track, so we'll start turning back around, and then we will go ahead and turn on our GPS tracking. And in case you haven't been able to ever read the instruments on an aircraft, the desired track is to the left of us, so...
Cessna 167 leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Thank you.
Tower Cessna Sierra, Kilo 167 frequency change. Approach Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles west of Mirabel 1,000 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 approach. Squawk 6211.
Squawk 6211 Cessna 167.
Cessna 167 radar contact 6 miles west of Mirabel 1,300 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
All right. Well, I see we forgot something. I forgot to set my barometric pressure. That's at 2992 now, and that's why my altitude doesn't match what aircraft control reported. So we're going to set
Cessna 167 acknowledge last transmission.
Yeah, I heard you.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace Cessna 167.
Okay. Anyhow, we're heading almost, not quite due west, 275 degrees at 1,000 feet. At 132 knots, I'm going to back that off just a little bit. The aircraft is being flown by the GPS. And that gives us some time to look around. So we will be approaching a river up here. And let me see if I can find out the name of this river. This is the River du Nord. That we are observing on our right, or will be observing on our right. Over there somewhere. How far away are we here? It's over their way. We're coming up to Lachute airport right now. It will be Lachute will be up here just ahead of us a ways. And that's CES4, I guess it is. Right there is straight ahead of us is the Lachute Airport runway. We're going to be flying right over it. So my buddy Ray probably knows this area. Probably shops at some of the shops here, I would imagine. There's might be a mall down there. Get out and take a look. So we'll be crossing I guess it's called the Lac Dollard something or other. Lac Dollard. I can't even pronounce all this stuff. But we're going to be passing Hawkesbury quite shortly. And then from there, L'Original.
Cessna 167, did you hear my last transmission?
Actually, no, I did not.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Cessna 167. Montreal Center. Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 is type Cessna Skyhawk 3 miles west of Charlie Sierra Echo for 1,000 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 Montreal Center. Squawk 4041.
Squawk 4041 Cessna 167.
Cessna 167 radar contact 4 miles west of Charlie Sierra Echo for 1,000 feet. Altimeter 30.20.
Roger Cessna 167.
Okay, so we got all that out of the way. Let's take a look and see, excuse me, make it dizzy there, switching back and forth between views. So yeah, we've got some snow on the ground. I'm going to switch on my head tracking and lock that in, and let's change this range a little bit and see what's coming up. All right, L'Original, after we cross the river here, that should be a USR 01 on the map. So we're coming up on that quite shortly. And so I am going to switch out to the drone view camera. And so the river is just up ahead. We're going to cross that into L'Original. And then I will pause the flight. Now I can't do that in real world life, but we can in the simulator. And we'll take a look around and see if Ray recognizes his house or the area. And we will be making a turn here in a moment. after we cross this river here, we will be in L'Original. And again, I'm going to change views here.
Cessna 167, contact Montreal Center on 134.975.
Yeah, not now. I'm very busy. Let's go ahead and pause. Like I said, you can't do this in real life, but this is a simulator.
Cessna 167, did you hear my last transmission?
Yes, I did.
Going to 134.975 Cessna 167. Montreal Center Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 1000 feet.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 Montreal Center altimeter tree 0.21 radar contact continue.
Alright, now that we've got the air traffic control, which had to come in right as we're over L'Original, we'll just take kind of a look around and see if Ray can spot his house. I don't know where Ray lives precisely, but we'll just take a look around and see if there's anything that he recognizes. Because if you're over that away somewhere, yeah, you may not be able to see your house. So if Ray will let me know whereabouts exactly he lives. I don't seem to have his address in my phone book, so I'm not sure exactly. We'll go ahead and start the flight back up. That is one of the cool things you can do with a simulator. You can pause your flight and look around. Maybe, in fact, let's do another pause. And let me consult. Actually, that was Hawkesbury. That was Hawkesbury. We have not got to L'Original as of yet. That is coming up. So that was my mistake. L'Original will be on our left. So we were in Hawkesbury. Going to be making a turn here. This is what we see underneath us here is L'Original. So let's go ahead and back out a little bit here. Now this is the actual L'Original, not Hawkesbury. So Ray, hopefully you'll recognize this. We're going to go to the left just a little bit once we get up here a little further. And I'll turn this around so you can get a good view of your your hometown. There you go. I assume one of these homes in this area must belong to you. So, again, I don't know exactly where you're at, but it doesn't look like it's too large of a town, so you might be able to spot it. Never know. We'll go ahead and turn this around all the way. So through the magic of a simulator, we get to pause the flight and look around. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue. So at this point, we're going to turn around and head back to Montreal. Let's take a look at our flight plan.
Cessna 167, contact Montreal Center on 132.85. Good day.
Oh, you're such a pain in the ass.
Going to 132.85 Cessna 167. Montreal Center Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 1000 feet.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 Montreal Center altimeter tree 0.21 radar contact continue.
Okay, I plan to. Let's reset our barometric pressure so we can get an accurate altitude. So we are somewhere out here. That must be Hawkesbury. I think we're going to follow pretty much along the river here, if I remember what I set up in my flight plan. now we just take a leisurely trip back to the airport. And when we get to the airport, that's when it gets hectic because everything has to happen at once. We have to get locked in on an ILS, which I need to find out what the ILS frequency is and dial that in. So let's go check that out. The ILS is 114.3. So we need to set up 114.3. So there's 114.3. That's in nav 2. I'm going to switch that to the active. And let's go ahead and switch to nav 1 and set that one up as well. So 114.3. And we'll make that the active frequency right up here. So with that set, if we change our CDI, which is our course deviation indicator.
Cessna 167 contact approach on 118.9er. Good day.
You guys are driving me nuts here. I hear you. I'm not.
118.9er Cessna 167. Goodbye. Approach Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 1,000 feet.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167, approach altimeter tree 0.20, radar contact, continue.
Okay. Now, I hope they're going to direct me in on the runway that I selected, but the wind is out of the east at about 4 knots. I don't know if they're going to do that or not, but we're going to be coming to a make or break point here in a moment. Let's take a look at the procedures for our approach. We're going to be coming in on ILS 06, I hope. Is that the one? I don't know which one they're going to direct us in on. So maybe we'll just hold off on that. Any altitude set up in here. That's not good. I think I just cleared them. Oh boy, that was probably not a good thing. Anyhow, we're going to be making a turn here shortly. So take this opportunity to look around and enjoy some of the scenery. But I got to keep an eye on my navigation. Let's take another look over here at our flight plan. Oh, can't believe I cleared all of these out of here. We're going to be making a turn here in a moment. So let's go ahead and, well, I need to wait to hear what air traffic control is going to do.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 is 14 miles southwest 1,000 feet with Charlie to land.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167 tower. Altimeter tree 0.21 wind calm, enter left base runway 11.
Make left base runway 11 Cessna 167.
Runway 11, okay, well, let's select our approach. Runway 11. Of course, I can't use the ILS. I've got to use the visual 11. So visual 11. Let's take our range. Let's go ahead and enter that. And let's do a straight. And enter that. And let's go ahead and activate that. So this has altered my flight plan. I don't have any distances in here, which is strange. I gotta go look and see what the altitude is at the this airport. We're gonna come out. Well, that's a short runway. $11,988. Not too bad. So, what is the I gotta take a look. Yeah, everything's still good over here. So what I'm doing, which you can't see in the background, is I'm consulting a map just see what the altitude is at the airport. I forgot to check it. 253 feet. So I am going to dial in I'm going to dial in 500 feet. And activate vertical navigation. So that as we get on to our final approach, the GPS can take me down to where I can be at an altitude where I can better see what's going on. We are going to be making a right-hand turn. Up here, and I believe when we get to this point here where it says final, we should start descending down to 500 feet in order to make runway number 11, runway 11 here. Hopefully all this goes well. So we've got our request in. We're good to go with air traffic control. So we sit back and wait. We're going to be making a turn fairly shortly. Right there is our markers. So yes, we are going to be turning quite soon. Here we go. Now the simulator affords us the ability to put these little markers up in the sky to lead us into the runway, but I really don't need them. I can see the runway just fine. V-path is activated, so once we reach our final, I don't know if we want to be doing that or not. I think, matter of fact,
Cessna 167 wind calm cleared to land runway 11.
I think we're going to head and turn up our V-path.
Cleared to land runway 11 Cessna 167.
And of course, I'm going to go ahead at this point and we got to slow our speed down. We got to put some flaps out. We want to be down around 80, 85 knots when we land. Somewhere right around in here. smooth as a baby's butt. All right.
167, exit runway when able.
Actually, they've
Cessna 167, exit runway when able.
I don't see a place to exit the runway. They've got me going up here. So
Cessna 167, turn next taxiway.
I don't see a taxiway. If I saw a taxiway, I would turn on it. I don't know. Doesn't look like a taxiway to me.
Cessna 167, exit runway when able.
All right, I'm gonna. No, that's not a runway. That's not a. I can't turn there. I know you're impatient with me, but I can only do so much. I'm not there yet. You said when able, and I'm not able.
Cessna 167, turn next taxiway.
Ah, here we go.
Cessna 167, contact ground on 121.8.
121.8, Cessna 167. Goodbye. Ground Cessna Sierra Kilo 167, request taxi to parking.
Cessna Sierra Kilo 167, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha 5 Foxtrot Hotel Golf.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha 5 Foxtrot Hotel Golf Cessna 167.
Okay. So probably going to be another long trip back up to the parking area. Let's go ahead and turn up the RPM a tad. Dismiss the air traffic control box. And proceed along the taxiway. Now, one of the things I really like about this particular simulator is the when we get to the parking area, we got a little guy that's going to be out there. It's going to direct us into our parking space, and then we're going to put some tie downs on our aircraft in case the wind decides to blow us away. We're going to be doing that a bit from now. All right, there's A5. Oh, well, you're going to take me all the way back up there? Oh, you're kidding me. You didn't have a taxiway up there? You're going to take me down here to general aviation on this. I hope you have a bus waiting for me to pick me up once you drag me out here in the boondocks. Usually they're pretty good about providing some ground transportation. We'll see how they do here in Canada. Now, back in all the airports there in the U.S. that I've been flying around, they have been very good about providing some transportation for me. We got to slow ourselves down here. Okay. Looks like this is the parking for small aircraft. And here's my team that's gonna help me park the plane. Maybe just a tad more. Oh, now you want me to go that way. That sounds like that's a good place to be. Let's put the parking brake on. Oh, they dropped us off over by the fuel depot. That's nice. Let's turn off the alarms. And we can go ahead and turn off our lights. We can turn off our navigation. Now this one won't turn off till we turn the battery off. And we have now completed another successful trip. And 33 minutes, I guess it is, 37 minutes and 17 seconds. But there's one other thing I would like to do before we leave. Let's put some tie downs and chalks out. And just go ahead and turn the batteries off. And get out and take a look around. So we put the tie downs out, and yeah, they brought us right up to the fuel dock. That's pretty good. Now let's find out if they're going to bring a bus to pick me up. Where's the bus? My goodness, I don't get a bus. Who's going to pick me up? Well, no bus. I guess up here in Canada you got to call a cab or something to come and take you from this general aviation parking of the small aircraft. Yeah. Well, anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed the little scenic tour of Canada today. We left Montreal and headed up to L'Original to Mr. Ray Seguin's home. I hope we were able to spot it from the air, or I hope he's able to spot it from the air. And I think that will do it for our trip today. Thanks for riding along with us. If you've enjoyed this flight, leave a comment in the YouTube video. Appreciate it, and talk to you all later.